And welcome to your Thursday, November 3rd edition of the SVG TV News. I'm Khalil Kato with the details. Today, St. Vincent and the Grenadines welcomed the first cruise ship for the 2022-2023 cruise tourism season with over 3,000 passengers. The British cruise ship Britannia left Port Kingston at around 6 p.m. this evening. After a 2-year lull due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the 2022 cruise season in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is set for a record-breaking comeback, with approximately 326,000 cruise ship visitor arrivals expected from a total of 305 scheduled calls, of which 12 will be inaugural calls. On NBC Radio's face-to-face program yesterday, Acting Prime Minister Montgomery Daniel encouraged tourism stakeholders to enhance their services to meet the needs of the influx of visitors expected in SVG for the season.
If you're going to have over 300,000 persons stepping foot on St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the population of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is just over 100,000 persons. So you are going to have approximately 3 times that amount of persons here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And therefore, this means, of course, the kind of services that we have to be offering, to tourists coming in here, hotels, or taxis, our restaurants, all of these, are areas that come into focus.
Yes.
And so we have to be able now to improve on our delivery as we increase our numbers.
At a news conference on Monday, Minister of Tourism Carlos James says every Vincentian has a responsibility and a role to play to ensure there is tourism awareness.
We always say tourism is everyone's business, but I think we need to spend a bit more time in dialogue with organizations, civic organizations, community groups, to ensure that people understand that tourism is not just in relation to sun, sea and sand or staying at a hotel. But if you look across the linkages that will be created from the tourism sector, the farmers and the fishers also will have a readily available market for their fresh produce. The taxi operators, the tour guides, gardeners, persons who are skilled in certifications in bartending and hospitality, even because everyone knows that St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a beautiful Caribbean island where you can come to visit and get 32 different experiences in our 32 island. And
activities to mark Tourism Month will continue here tomorrow with judging for the Vinci Tourism Day competition in schools and in several government departments. After 80-plus years of service to the Vincentian public, Veira Co Limited on Wednesday evening announced its pending closure. The company, which operates a supermarket, hardware, wholesale and bakery, is expected to be under new management from Monday, November 14th. In the announcement about the closure posted on its Facebook page last evening, the company says, quote, "We'd like to take this time to thank our past and present employees, customers and suppliers along with well-wishers for their tremendous service and support throughout the years with us." The pending closure of one of SVG's oldest family-run businesses took a lot of people by surprise. Earlier today, SVG TV's news team spoke with some persons, including vendors, on the pending closure, and the majority say they will miss the operations of Veira and Company Limited for its affordable goods.
That is the original supermarket around this town, and then a lot of people will miss it just because sometimes you could come by Veira and buy something and get it very little cheaper than buy you think you're going to get it cheaper. Coming on like now, you get things very cheap, and sometimes come and your money was spending by Veira and those kind of things. A little easing up for yourself and spending your money.
Matter of fact, I wasn't here for some years, but since I come along, I know about Veira, and it was a good help to Vincentian. So after 80 years, I can understand why they want to close down if somebody else in the family can't take over. You understand? Because PH Veira was a long time thing for Vincentian. And
growing up all the years, most of the PH, everybody hear about PH Veira.
Yeah. So,
and then other companies come in and do different business. But PH Veira still there.
Yes. So
after 8 years now you have to leave. That means something.
I really know why, but I believe it will be sad to a lot of Vincentian.
Yeah, it will be kind of shocking, but I feel some other company might take over.
Well, you just don't know.
Some other company might take over.
Yeah.
But he was a good businessman right through all the years, you know.
Yeah, well, I have to say they're not ready because the business should have been better and bigger than that for the time they're in business. Because everybody else who come and meet them and they just get the lesson. So that's why I have to say they ain't ready.
I don't know if they will get more monies right now, apart from being a lease, in natural circumstances. But they had been doing services good. The years had passed by. After how much? 8 years? Perfect. And anyhow, I would like them to employ the workers, whoever company take over, re-employ the same workers who are presently there. So you could buy the workers and buy Veira one time.
Yes, I will, because I don't know. You know what you have, but you don't know what is coming. You don't know what is coming. Suppose you could get reasonable price now, but suppose the other ownership will come in. You know what will happen. So we'll miss it so far. And when they celebrate them anniversary, so you could go around there, get a little drink and so, which your supermarket they never did. Yes. So I will miss it. I will miss it.
It's last night one of my grand called me and tell us that they on Facebook said they're going close, and I feel so sorry because I say I will miss them. Sometimes I want flour, just run over there and buy more than for other places, and sometimes I get it cheaper there.
We go miss Veira a lot. They start out first with my youth man. I'm 67 years old. With my youth man and from my police, they start out first, real things. After things change. We are fully with the changes.
Over 30 persons, including former Minister of Tourism and Culture, Rene Batiste, were recognized for their contribution to the National Parks, Rivers and Beaches Authority at the first National Parks Day Appreciation Ceremony held on Monday at the Amphitheatre of the Botanical Gardens. The National Parks, Rivers and Beaches Authority is a statutory government body which is mandated to protect the rich natural, cultural and historic heritage of SVG. Former board member Amos Glasgow reflected on his journey with the authority since 2008.
On weekends we got volunteers and we clean up the place, and finally we got money to put in facilities and so on. Bamboo Range was the same thing. And so we continue to work together, and we pray that this national parks will go from strength to strength, and they will have the resources they need, because these sites, they need resources to develop, to maintain, and manpower also. Technical people, I think what they need now are trained people, more trained people on staff who can deal with recreation and site management and trail development and that sort of thing.
Director of the Forestry Department, Fitzgerald Providence, said that the National Parks, Rivers and Beaches Authority has done a great job over the years in preserving ecosystems, the environment and culture, and hopes its partnership with the Forestry Department continues.
Particularly in terms of ecotourism, nature tourism and volcano tourism, but we have not been looking at that yet. In terms of our development, to see the regeneration come in, because that again is one of our next parts I would like to see us establish, where we manage that in terms of protecting it from invasive species and all these things that are going wrong as we become a more global world, where we have invasive species coming in and doing our damage. So when we have national parks, rivers and beaches authority, we're able to protect these things. Very important. And when we look at where we manage from the mountain to the sea, I always say from the ridge to the reef, it's important that we have a proper park system which helps to support that management. So from reflection from forestry, we want to continue to work with the national parks, and I'm sure the Ministry of Agriculture, who previously managed the botanical gardens, wants to continue that work in terms of working with the nature of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because as I always reflect in our anthem, our mountains high, so clear and green. Let us maintain them and maintain this nation we call St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The 3 female entrepreneurs who won the business plan competition hosted as part of the Women's Empowerment Project received a cash prize of $26,000 today. The winning businesses are My Crown of Curls, Samantha Paperworks Designs, and Ambrosia Foods. The Women's Empowerment Project was carried out by the Taiwan Technical Mission through the Center for Enterprise Development. Giving an overview of the project and the competition at today's prize-giving ceremony, Project Coordinator Keisha Phillips thanked the government and people of Taiwan for their continued contribution towards the development of women in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Finance, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and the women especially, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you. Thank you so much. It seems simple to say thank you, but Ambassador, those words do not reflect the extent of our gratitude for such a program that is helping to develop our women. And it's helping them to develop their personal or interpersonal skills. Because many of these women come into the program, they don't want to talk, they're shy around people, but at the end of the day, you can't get them stop talking, and they're so confident to talk about businesses and to share their experiences. And we truly expect that, and we're already seeing great things being done, that this would go a far way in helping them to develop their businesses and overall contribute to the country's development. Thank you so very much.
Taiwan's ambassador to SVG, His Excellency Peter Shalilan, congratulated the winning entrepreneurs, noting that he is very happy that a lot of women in SVG have benefited from the Women's Empowerment Program.
And I'm glad I saw a lot of women benefited from that. Of course, today, the business elite competition, we have to know that starting from the beginning, we have there are 2 batches already. So there were over than 130 business proposals turned in, and only 62 of them were being selected and reviewed. And then you also have to go through different phases, including the training, including the consultation, and rewriting your business proposal. And finally, we have the 3 top recipients today. So it's not going to be difficult, but we hope that through this process, you become strong and you become more knowledgeable about your future direction in business. So we're glad that we'll be with you all the way here, and thanks for the CED and all the panels and judges involved. They really make an effort of distinguishing which business is going to be on the top of it.
Ambassador Lan outlined other programs which will be of benefit to other women under the Women's Empowerment Project.
We still have other programs coming up under the umbrella of Women's Empowerment Program. We're going to have the banking extra credit for the women's business coming up. We are also having the program with the women's organization. These 2, I think we will be making an announcement in the near future. So look forward to working again with all other partners in St. Vincent and Grenadines. Again, we are here to congratulate the 3 top recipients today. I commend your effort, and I wish you good luck in your future business directions.
Congratulating the winners of the business plan competition was Minister of Finance Camilo Gonzalez, who said privately led small and medium-sized businesses will be the engine of growth and development in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Central pillars of the government's policy for economic development is to empower entrepreneurs and to empower small businesses, because the government cannot do it alone. In no way, shape or form do we think we can do it alone. We have a role to play, but a dynamic private sector led by dynamic entrepreneurs and small businesses will be the engine for growth and development in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for years to come. And we hope that all of these businesses that right now may have one employee, or just you and your sister or your brother or your friend, and small things, a lot of them operating in kitchens and all the rest of it, that 5 years from now, not even 5 years from now, 2 years from now, they'll have doubled and tripled their employment, and their revenue will have doubled and tripled. So now you're employing not just yourself, but you're employing others. That you're paying taxes, which is important to me as the Minister of Finance. And that you are creating wealth, that you are creating opportunities.
Minister Gonzalez says the present crop of female entrepreneurs in SVG are an inspiration to the next generation.
When people go to secondary school, they get 5 O-levels, they get a job at the government, and then that's that. Those days are done. First of all, 5 O-levels not even getting you a job in the government anymore. And second of all, you're in a society, an interconnected world where there's tremendous opportunities beyond simply sort of getting a government job and working for the rest of your life and arriving at retirement. Those days are in a rearview mirror. And what the future belongs to are people who are entrepreneurial, people who see opportunities, people who grab those opportunities and move forward, not only with their own personal and business development, but by so doing, develop St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we see that as critical, which is why we had these conversations with the Embassy of Taiwan, and we're grateful to the generosity of the government and people of Taiwan